Hello folks, it's Gordon here. I hope all is well with you. And today I'm talking about Trump's tariffs and how it affects my artwork. April the 2nd, 2025, President of the US, Donald Trump, announced sweeping tariffs for imports into the US, exports from every other country into the US. And he announced a baseline of 10% of anything from anywhere imported into the UK, a 10% tariff. Now that tariff went up and varied depending on what the sector was, what the product was, and which country was doing the exporting and the importing into the US. So the UK tariff was set at 10%, which is the minimum baseline that he put for anything, anywhere. So how does that affect my artwork if I'm selling to a customer in the US? Am I going to whack my prices up 10% so that the customer in the US pays the tariff? Or am I going to absorb a 10% myself to eat into my profits so the customer pays the same price? Well, here's the answer. And I'm going to show you, that's the original of that painting on a canvas panel board. That's a canvas print. Now, the company I use to make the canvas prints as far as possible in the country that the customer is that buys it. And it just so happens that they have printing facilities in the United States. So if any customer orders a canvas print from me, it is manufactured in the United States. So that means it's not subject to any tariffs. It's not subject to that 10% tariff. So I don't need to do anything. I don't need to change the prices. Customer will pay the same. My profit margin is the same. That's good, isn't it? The original, slightly different because I would have to do some, I painted this 5 years ago. I would have to do some quite serious research to be able to tell you where that canvas panel board was manufactured. I don't know. This t-shirt was manufactured in Europe as far as I'm aware. The company I used to get the merch done doesn't make anything in the US, I don't think. So as far as I know, I think that means that these kind of stuff, the products with the paintings on, might be subject to the 10% tariff. So I might have to go through all the different variables and check. Here's what I've decided to do. Just leave the prices the same, because I've always gone for an attitude of keeping the pricing as simple as possible, because we all want a simple life, don't we? And I can't be asked going through everything and checking. At the moment, I say that. So I'm just going to keep the prices the same. And if someone buys something that is obviously not the canvas prints, no problem with the canvas prints. Someone buys something else and there happens to be a 10% tariff and I end up having to pay it and get it taken out of my profit, so be it. And I might change my mind further down the road. But for now, I've decided to keep all my prices the same for anyone buying in the US. So there we go. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Trump's policy about these tariffs in general, if you've got an opinion about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Signing off for now, wishing you as ever health and happiness, and reassuring you that if you've been thinking, if your finger had been hovering above the buy button, but you wanted to wait to hear about the tariffs and were worried about whether I'm going to increase the prices, you can go ahead and hit that buy button without an increase of price. Right, I'll speak to you soon.